From ballot paper to clippers, politics, hassles, and student life. Hi there, I'm Itamara, and welcome back to the AI Room Podcast. And I'm your host today. And on today's episode, we have an engineering student here in Morocco, former state representative for Meknes, standing up for politics, hassles, and life struggles. We are going to have a lot of fun on today's episode. Let's welcome our guest, Mr. Jonathan. So that's my hi, Mr. Jonathan. How are you doing?
I'm doing alright. How are you doing, Ismaila?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very nice. You look fantastic. How
Very
is your
nice.
summer?
You look fantastic as well. And thank you for having me on the podcast as well. My summer has been awesome. I've had a great time. You know, though I haven't traveled, though I haven't done anything exciting this summer, um, I've had the time to reflect. And I've had the time to, experience life alone, away from the noise, away from the traveling and everything. And yeah, it's been something like
From the travel,
yeah,
that's where life is. Life doesn't always have to be noisy. Sometimes it needs to be quiet for you to meditate, refresh, rebuild, and regrow as we keep going into our ages and just discover new things
yeah,
about life and discover ourselves
true.
inside. And for that, I know that you're an engineering student in Meknes.
Yeah, yeah,
So engineering itself, alone as a program, it's very tough.
yeah.
Now from engineering, you change from mechanics to clippers. What made you start the barber shop?
That question, I wasn't expecting it. So what made me start the barber shop was not necessarily that I was broke or anything like I saw it or maybe I had the passion for it.
Yeah.
What made me start a barber shop was because I came here in Morocco, right? And coming from home, I've always had the conception of generating income.
Mm.
So the first thing that was in my mind once I arrived here in Morocco was looking for a way to generate income at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So when I came here, even before I started school, like even before school became tough, I started the barber shop. But it wasn't like as bougie, or maybe not, it's not bougie yet, but it wasn't as good as it is now. At the time, it was like really bad. Um, but yeah, I started because I was looking for a way to generate income, regardless of how hard civil engineering is, and engineering generally is hard. Yeah, that's why I started.
Well, that's a tough challenge to take on. Apart from engineering itself being challenging, and now you try to build something for yourself and started hustle.
Yeah.
Ever since you started cutting, ever since you started your barber shop, right?
Yeah.
What's the craziest haircut story you have ever had?
So the craziest barbing story that I have is when I did my first haircut. So don't judge me. I lied.
Guys, sorry.
I lied to my friend. So my brother, my cousin, for those that are interested, that on TikTok, his name is on TikTok is Dave Cut. He's really good at doing haircuts. Um, so before coming here, I was in Kibwe. I was
Yeah.
at my younger mother's place. So I would go to his barber shop and he would be doing people's hair and he would be explaining to me how to cut people. So now I never had any form of experience. So when I came here, I was like, I can try it out on
He
some
was just giving you word of mouth.
word of mouth.
Okay.
And with no, I didn't even research on YouTube. Nothing. I just went, bought the clippers in Medina, lied to a friend. I won't mention the name. Maybe I'll tell you afterwards.
Off camera, just in
Yeah.
case.
So I got the clippers, told him to sit there. I did his hair. It was bad. It was bad to an extent where I could see the face of the guys that were there, the faces of the guys that were there. And it was just giving, guy, you made a mistake. And now all of them were lying to him to say it's good.
Those guys, those are real friends. Those are our friends. Because even though they've said it's terrible, they ain't gonna tell the guy to say it's terrible.
They did tell him, and he lived the whole week thinking that it's a good haircut. He lived his whole week thinking it's a good haircut. So that's the craziest babbling story I've had. Though there are others, but this is like
The craziest, the top
one.
craziest.
I have a photo of the first haircut.
And I'm sure that's an experience you're never going to forget.
Even the guy didn't know that it was that bad until he saw the photo, because I took a photo in my Google Photos. I showed him this after like 2 years later. I showed him.
Then you told him, this is your haircut.
He laughed because now
the group circle is just giving other vibes. Yeah. The guy saw to say the guy had body haircut. Anyways, and with that in check, you know, most of us when we come here, and other students when they come here, we try to figure out to say, how can I start a side hustle? But back on our mind, we always say, I don't have money.
Yeah.
So for those who want to start a side hustle out there,
yeah,
and say, I don't have money, what's your advice to them?
My advice to someone who wants to start a business and their excuses, because saying that you don't have money, and especially for students in Morocco, let me hone in a bit on students in Morocco. If a student in Morocco says that they don't have money to start a business, they are lying. You and I can agree on that one. Like, they are lying. I don't know how big of a business you want to start, but we have the resources. You can start something from somewhere. For example, the way I started my barber shop, right? I bought my first clippers at 250 dirhams, right? 1 month down the line, the clippers got destroyed. So now, and at the time, I had already bought my mattresses and everything. You know how money finishes when you just reach Morocco. And so I was thinking, should I buy another clippers when I'll just be getting 20 dirhams from 3 people? Like 20 from each, 60 dirhams, maybe every after 2 weeks. It's not enough. It's not worth it for me to buy another clippers. So luckily enough, one of the guys got a clippers for himself.
Yeah.
And what I did was, I talked to him. I told him to say, guy, what we're going to do here is that I'll be giving you free haircuts, but just give me your clippers. I'll be doing every other guy's hair, but for yours, I'll be giving you a free haircut. Negotiation. There are many ways that people can start businesses. When you don't have money, if you're in Zambia, maybe you're listening to this and you're in Zambia, there are many ways you can start a business. There are people who are called venture capitalists. They can invest in your business if you just draft up a business proposal. There are people who are willing to invest in businesses. Then there's also, I don't recommend getting a loan to start a business, especially if it's a startup. But my advice to someone who wants to start a business and they say they don't have money, look for investors. If you genuinely don't have money, look for investor in a business. Then as well, just start. Look for where to start. Look for what you have and start. That's what I can say about it.
Don't go far to look for something. Start from where you are. Yeah. And that alone is quite lovely advice. I'm sure my audience will agree with me. That advice is what most of us need, because we give the excuse of, I don't have money, I can't start something up. Yeah. And you started it started working, now the barbershop is on the ground, and you got school. And on top of that, you decided to run for city representative of Meknes some time back.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration? What was the inspiration to run? You wanted to represent and run, being in charge of the whole entire city.
My inspiration to run for city representative was from a point of, I've always wanted to lead from a very young age. And this is not one of those stories that you hear on YouTube, maybe from a motivational speaker, and they tell you to say, I was a speaker before I was born. No, it's not one of those, it's not one of those things. It's a thing where my mother can attest to this. Every time, each grade, I was at a school where each grade you have to change monitors, right?
Yeah.
So you have to file in your name and say you want to be the monitor. Now, because of the way I was looking like, I was very slim with a very big head. So that's just a joke. It's just me. But I had a big head. So I grew up that way, and people didn't want such kind of a monitor.
Yeah.
So from primary school up to secondary school, no one ever gave me the opportunity to lead. Even to an extent where grade 12, I knew I was supposed to be head boy. and it missed me. I don't know. Because the reason that my English teacher gave me, because he's the head of choosing prefects, the reason he gave me why he didn't allow me to become head boy was because I'm slim. They would bully me around. And all the while, that passion, now you can imagine for years, that passion has always been in me. So when I came here, I heard the city representative. And I figured to say, it's an opportunity to go for it. And I went for it. And fortunately, I became the city representative at the time. And my inspiration has been from a point of I've always wanted to be in front.
You've always, well, it was unfair, but what people should understand, my audience, is small things are actually the greatest. Small things always come, big things always come in small packages. They're never big. They're always small. They're always tiny.
Yeah.
And with that inspiration, what's the lesson you learned from being a city representative?
One of the lessons that I learned from being city representative was this, and it was a very hard lesson to learn. You cannot please everyone as a leader. I learned this one the hard way. I won't get into the details of the story, right?
Yeah.
But there was a time that I was supposed to submit something at AMSI. And now there were certain people who were not following the timeline I had set. They were forgetting that I'm also a student.
Yeah.
So I had to make a tough decision at the time and at the moment and say, I'm going to leave these people's papers. I'm going to get the papers of the people that have given me their papers and deposit them to AMSI. That's how I made the tough call. Not everyone liked me at the end of the day, but I believe to say I made the right call. So the toughest, the most prominent lesson I've learned as being a leader and being town representative is that you can't please anyone. It's impossible. Everyone, you can't please them. It's impossible. Only God can please everyone. Not
Amen.
Yeah. So
yeah, truly, you can't please every single soul out there because all of us have our own aim, our own needs, our own wants, and if you try to put yourself in a position as a leader to please every single person, you're gonna wear yourself out.
Exactly.
You're gonna wear yourself down.
Yeah.
And for that, for this newly elected city representative, what's your advice to them as a former city representative? You know the experiences, you know what you've gone through. You're not gonna tell us the stories and details, maybe off camera, but you know the experiences. So, what's your advice to the newly elected city representatives?
To the newly elected city representatives, my advice is this: people chose you to serve. They didn't choose you for the seat. They didn't choose you because you desired to be there. They chose you because they trusted in you to serve. So my advice to the newly elected city representatives is that always have the best interest of the people of ZASAM at heart. It will help you a lot. It will help you make the right decisions and the right cause. That's my advice to them, the newly elected city representatives.
That's nice. Thank you. So, for all the newly elected representatives, this is your advice coming from you're now currently running for vice president. I want to get into that.
Yeah.
So, from city representative to clippers to student to hustling and engineering is, I don't know how you can manage. But so far, you are running for the vice president of our student executive body for ZASAM.
Yeah.
What made you run?
I think some questions, wait, they don't have a proper response because how do I explain a feeling from inside that I just wanted to be a vice president?
You wanted to be.
I wanted to be a vice president, but I feel like one of the deepest reasons why I wanted to run for vice president is at the beginning of the year, I'd made a resolution to say, I need to take up a leadership position.
Yeah.
It was more from a point of it being a test of my capabilities and the way I've grown over the years, and also the passion that I have for ZASAM people, the ZASAM populace. I feel like ZASAM can achieve more with people who can speak for the association. So that's how I came in and said, you know what, let me run for vice president and see how far I can go. And let's see if I get elected as vice president, how far we can take the association. Those are two of the reasons why.
That is an affirmative reason,
Yeah.
and willing, very nice. And what if you run? Of course, as you are running for president,
Yeah.
we know you're gonna win, which is a must. He's gonna win for vice president.
50-50.
Possibilities.
Yeah.
But if you win, and once you win, what's the first change you will change? Like, what's the first change you're willing to fight for the ZASAM community?
The first change I'm willing to fight for the ZASAM community, things that are within my reach. One of them is this. I've taken time to study AMSI, right? And one of the things that AMSI assures us is security of their stipend, right?
Yeah.
And the security comes from having a timetable for AMSI. Now, the first thing when I enter the office of vice president is obviously I'll have to talk to the president and present this idea to him. Is that I want to engage health for them to have a timetable for PC because it gives people assurance to say, okay, this range and during this period we might receive PC. You and I right now we can agree to say no one knows the day this is going to end. No one knows.
We just get
Exactly. Everyone is just trusting to say, you know what, BC might enter using past records.
Yeah.
But it's never the case. They give us BC haphazard, which is bad when it comes to planning for your finances. Many people fail to plan for their finances because of the way BC comes in, the intervals. So if we have a proper timetable, I feel like it would be easier and an easy burden on the ZASAM people. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, away from pushing to increase BC. But yeah,
please do that.
Yeah.
So to all, you've heard what our vice president is trying to put in check, and I feel like it would be, that's a very good aim,
Yeah.
Because we'll get to know how many weeks can I plan? Okay, I have the 200 dirhams. What should I buy so that I survive, since the timetable says BC is entering by 15?
Exactly.
So that at least you have that mentality, that capacity of saying, okay, I'm going to save up to this time and this time and this time.
Exactly.
Mr. Vice, guys, we're voting. The ballot is happening, guys.
You should vote.
And from there, doing all of these things as you are doing, one thing that life says is not every single person is happy when you're doing something.
Yeah.
And from school to your barber shop to former state representatives, now you're running for president.
Yeah.
Those are steps, you're climbing steps, increasing in life and challenging your capabilities. How do you handle the pressure from school, from everything, the pressure, the love, the hate, just that comparison from people, because people are always gonna hate. Not everyone's gonna love you. How do you handle all of that together?
The pressure will always be there. That's true. And the truth and the reality of it is that haters will always be there as well. Haters will be there. Now, I feel like handling the pressure of knowing that haters will be there, number one, knowing that the pressure will be there, is by acknowledging it. That at the end of the day, I have acknowledged that haters will come for me. They will insult me. You've seen ZASAM. They will insult. There are going to be insults. So I'm not that I'm expecting the insults, or maybe I'm going to make a mistake for them to insult me or the executive. I'm not expecting that, but it's a reality that I have to face at the end of the day. And since I've acknowledged it, I'm setting systems to maneuver out of it. And I think one of the ways to forget the banter of people is acknowledging that everyone won't always like you and have the correct opinion on what you're doing at the end of the day. Then from the pressure from school, I feel like the pressure with school and leadership is an issue of time management. Because let's be realistic. From school, 18 hours, 18:30, you come back, you've been from school from morning, 18:30, there's still time for you to watch Netflix. There's always that time for you to watch Netflix, or maybe scroll on TikTok. That's my experience. Yeah, that's my experience. So if me realizing that there's always free time, in as much as we might think that we're busy, has helped me work around my time management. So I know exactly to say at 19, I'll do this and this. At 20, I'll do this and this. So that gives me also leeway to handle some activities as well. So I'm ready for the pressure. I'm ready for it. Bring it on. Bring it.
We're bringing the fire on.
Yeah,
We're bringing the
bring the
pressure
fire.
on.
Yeah.
And just being in the leadership sector itself, it's a big challenge, and
Yeah.
it's cool, and it's very impressive that you found a way to maneuver throughout the pressure, the hate, and the love,
Yeah.
and everything in between. And for that, what's your advice to leaderships out there on how they can handle the love, the pressure, and the hate all at once? What's your advice? Not just in Morocco, for the fact, even for those Zambians out there who are watching all the way back home, what's your advice to the leadership out there?
So to the leaders out there, whether at Unza, CBU, Mulumbush, anywhere, embrace the love. The people that love you genuinely love you. Number two, reject the hate. Don't let the hate get to your heart. It will burden you. Then the pressure, just know how to maneuver around. That's it. That's the perspective from a leadership point of view, because these things will always be there. But this is my advice to them. This is my advice to all the leaders out there. Just embrace the love, reject the hate, and maneuver around the pressure. There's always a way.
There's always a way.
Yeah.
As he said, there's always a way. Guys, pressure is still there. Whether you like it or not, it's gonna be there. The love, the hurt, everything, it's going to be there. It's part of life. It's up to you to make it up. We should stop scrolling on TikTok apparently, so that we take care of our
Yeah.
leadership roles.
Yeah.
And now, staying in an Islamic nation itself, Morocco,
Yeah.
which is predominantly an Islamic nation. Most people are Muslim. Most people, I can say it's an Arabic nation on its
Yeah.
own. And staying there, where does your faith fit in? How do you keep your faith strong? How has your spiritual journey been?
It's really been interesting. Um, I'd just like to speak this, just a little background. My journey with God, I'm a pastor's child. My father is a pastor. So I've grown up in a system of, you know, not religiousness, but in a spiritual environment. I've always been nurtured that way. And throughout my childhood towards where I am today, I've seen hints of my father pushing me in the right direction, though he never forced it on me. So there was always a blank check for me to do what I wanted to do at the end of the day. But one thing I observed was my proper walk with God started in 2022 when I joined the House of a Faith Church. That's when my walk with God started. Then 2022, I came here. That's the year we came in October, and I joined the church in June the 18th. That's when I joined the church. Now, from then, I've seen how God has changed me and changed my belief and changed my faith in the sense that I'm no longer dependent on other people's faith for me to have a relationship with God. Now I have a relationship with God because I've experienced Him on my own. You get the point?
Yeah.
So maneuvering around the tough environment of you being in an Islamic state and trying not to impose your faith on other people, knowing that they can potentially take you to jail or something like that.
They can deport you.
Exactly. Yeah, in fact, deporting you. So withholding that desire to impose my faith on them has helped me. Then secondly, again, is deliberately having my own relationship with God has helped me as well. So I don't try to fit in my faith into things. I fit in things into my faith. I don't know if that statement makes sense. I hope it doesn't sound like that statement. You don't love your job, you job your love. I don't it sounds like that one.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. So, what I'm trying to say is you asked me how I fit in my faith.
Yeah.
So instead of fitting in my faith, I put my faith above. Then I fit in my academics into my faith. I fit in my business into my faith. I fit in everything that concerns my life into my faith. That's what I meant. That's how I've handled my work generally spiritually here in Morocco. And yeah, just being consistent with attending church as well has helped me. Yeah.
Well, faith always comes first, and God always comes first in every single decision that you make. And as we've heard on his journey, the way he's moved it, he always puts God first, and he said he's fitted his own entire life in the faith of God as it should be. And now at the end, we're just going to do something kind of shaking out the mood. Just let's check it out. So what if rather, I would rather want to ask you questions
Yeah.
where you have to pick two options.
Didn't expect this one.
It's either a rather you do this
Yeah.
or you do that.
All right.
It's okay?
Yeah.
So would you rather fail an exam, just one, or lose all your clients you've ever known?
Now this is a tough one. If
You should think about it. There's no trapage. Would you rather?
like the facility for entrepreneurs is there, right? I can write.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather fail an exam.
You don't want to lose your customers.
My customers, I've built a relationship with my customers and the business. I feel like now my business is my baby.
It's your baby, you're
I've put
nurturing
in, it's 3 years of work. 3 years of work.
You also have customers.
And not a lot, maybe like, but okay, there are more than 10 customers.
That's a lot when you live in such a country where we are scattered.
Yeah.
So for you to find customers, it's kind of hard.
Now imagine losing all of them that I've looked for 3 years. And I'd rather fail an exam.
But La Trapa is always there, guys. La Trapa is always there. Trapa is we believe in, we trust in.
Yeah.
And would you rather vote for you if students out there? Would you guys rather vote for you or get free haircuts for a year?
I don't get the question. Like, would I rather have people vote for me
or
get free haircuts?
Yes.
Why am I giving people free haircuts? I'd rather have them vote for me.
You'd rather have them vote for you.
Yeah, I'd rather have them vote.
Then you're not giving them free haircuts?
Bruh, free haircuts! I spent about 45 minutes doing one head. And Zambians with free things.
Well,
Not even human beings with free things. They're just becoming. Even Moroccans will find themselves in my barber shop. So
even when they don't know what haircut they get, as long as it's free.
As long as it's free, exactly. So
that's the keyword, free. Always. And for your campaign now,
yeah,
the way you're campaigning, right?
Yeah.
If we take it as a normal campaign, a big campaign.
Yeah.
If food was equal to votes, what food would you bribe us with to vote for you?
Shima.
Shima with what?
Shima with, because I know in Morocco there is no carpenter. I'm just being unrealistic right now. Shima with carpenter. Zambians would come and vote. So Shima with carpenter. But realistically speaking, maybe like Shima and chicken. Yeah.
Well, it's chicken. Chicken, it depends with which city you're sitting in. If you're staying in our city, chicken is, something you can afford here and there.
So, okay, what would you?
What would I get
Yeah.
if I was standing? Well, Zambians and Philippines, I would just say, guys, I have sample in my chunks from back home. One vote equals 1 kg of chunks.
Do you know how many people are in ZASAM?
There are 5 something, right?
We're heading to 7 something.
We're heading to 7.
Now imagine each person says we're going to vote for you.
Not everyone is going to believe me. Just say you have not believed me. Not every single person is going to believe me. So those who believe and vote for me, they're the ones who are going to get the vote.
Yeah. But now imagine 50 people vote for you. That's 50 kg of something chunks.
Half my chunks, half chisense. Problem solved.
Yeah, it works as well. But yeah, my meal would be Shima and Capeta. And a little bit of Chihuahua.
Well, thank you for coming. And that was a bummer. I just wanted to do something different. And now it's shaken up, but now it's and as you go, what's one thing I want you to leave us with something to remember you for.
Yeah.
What's the most underestimated Bible verse that that keeps you going?
The most underestimated Bible verse that keeps me going. I'm in a very tricky season right now, right? I'm an EST student. So after EST, you have to Yeah, you have to kick out after 2 years.
Yeah, you kick out first. Amsi disappears.
Yeah.
Bye.
But the verse that has been keeping me sane as of late is Isaiah 54, verse 17. And it says, I'm going to paraphrase it.
Yeah.
It says, do not be afraid, for you will not end up in shame. Do not be afraid, for I am the Lord your God. You will not end up in humiliation. That's the verse that has been keeping me going as of late.
Strong indeed. Strong. Please, guys, this is what you should keep in your faith. This is what the AR Room podcast is for. And for that, thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for coming through.
Thank you for having me here.
Congratulations again on your campaign. Keep going, keep going. You wanted to say the change.
You haven't even reacted to my campaign thing in the group. You haven't. At least
It's the network. It's the network.
No,
it's the network. Morocco Telecom is very bad with network. But thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
We enjoyed having you, and good luck on your campaign. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Until next time.
Till next time.
And to my besties and every single person watching out there, this is a little challenge for you. If you were standing as a president and you had an election, if food was equals to votes, what is one food you would put up for people to vote for you? Comment in the comment section. This is the AI Room Podcast. I'm Ithamara, your host. Please like, share, follow, comment. You'll find us on Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp, and YouTube. All your favorite shows, all your favorite stories, all your favorite real and unforgettable stories here on the AI Room Podcast. See you until next time as I bring you more drama, more laughter, and more entertainment. See ya!